We begin this hour with the extreme wintry weather impacting millions of Americans.
That's right. Blizzard conditions are hitting parts of the north. The massive storm system has already dumped more than 3 feet of snow in some places. A rare instance of thunder snow, there you see it, was caught on camera in Sedona, Arizona overnight.
Heavy rain and powerful wind gusts are impacting parts of the South. The storm has already produced tornadoes in Oklahoma and Texas. CBS News national correspondent Manuel Bojorquez joins us now. Manny, welcome. We can see the snow blowing there. Tell us what the situation is like on the ground.
Yeah, it's rough out here, rather miserable. If this were just snow falling, it's Colorado, it's December, of course they're used to that. That would be one thing. But these gusts, up to 60 miles per hour along the eastern plains, are just making really difficult and treacherous conditions for people, anybody who's decided to venture out into this, the ice, the snow. It feels like you're being sandblasted when the wind pushes it into your face. So you'll apologize if it's hard for me to look directly at the camera. But it's up to 10 inches of snow expected in this area in Fort Morgan, Colorado. We haven't seen too many people out. We have seen the heavy machinery out, but already because of the reduced visibility and the whiteout conditions, some interstates and highways have already been shut down, just trying to get people out of harm's way, I should say.
Manny, we appreciate you sounding that alarm and being there to tell people about what the situation looks like. It looks terrible from our perspective here in the warm studio. I'm so sorry that you had to be out there, my friend. But the storm system, it's already dumped several feet of snow in some areas across the country. It looks like it's dumping it right there on your head. How much worse are these blizzard conditions expected to get, and how are they impacting the state?
Well, you know, we drove up here last night, no snow, some wind, and then overnight the snow started. The problem with this is that it's hard for me to speak. It's expected to go on for hours. It's been like this for hours now, and it will continue throughout the afternoon. So not only will the snow accumulating, of course, that's always tough to get around, and we have seen people hit the hardware stores yesterday for all the things that you need, the rock salt and the shovels and stuff like that. But just the winds lasting this long and making the conditions so dangerous for anybody who does venture out. You know, when you get out onto the streets, the reason they don't want people to do that is that if you get stuck or in trouble, then you have to get emergency crews out there to try to get to you, and that puts them in harm's way too. So that's why this is the kind of day that even in Colorado, you will have schools and businesses shutting down for this type of winter storm.
Yeah, you know, Manny, I always say, like, one of the things you can't actually describe or show or fully explain to people, having covered many winter storms myself, is just how painful that wind and snow feel. You know, when that hits on your face, I know it's like needles, right? It's extremely dangerous. So we so appreciate you being out there. And I wonder, you mentioned people going to hardware stores. With respect to officials, what type of preparations did they put in place ahead of this snow? And what's the time frame? How long is this storm expected to last?
Right, so this blizzard warning for this area goes through midnight, so that gives you an indication of how long officials expect these conditions to last. Really, the warning here is just to stay off the roads, as we have been talking about. That's the main thing. People here are used to winter storms. They've got the snow plows, they've got the heavy machinery ready to go. But in situations like this, when you just have constant wind, constant rain, there's very little you can do but let it pass. You know, you talked about the pain of covering something like this or being out in it. It's two things, right? It's painful to feel like those needles coming at you, but at the same time, I feel like I can't feel my face.
Your face
which
freezes.
is it? I don't know. It's just cold,
Manny, enough. Go inside, get warm.
Thanks to you and your crew. Thank you so much.
Yes, and to the crew who's behind the scenes. We can't even see them. Manuel Bojorquez
the
out there.
crew, very important, the crew. They're suffering out here, too, so we'll pass that along.
We appreciate all of you. Thanks.
You.